Good evening. Tonight's live around 5 with Amy is 7 reasons why you're not doing what you know you're supposed to do. Does that kind of hit home a little bit? We all do it. You're not alone. First of all, you're not alone, and we all have areas of our life. So I like to divide things up into like the head, the heart, the soul, and the hands when I'm thinking about my life. And there's always an area that I'm doing this. There is always an area where I'm like, if you just did this, you would reach your goal. If you just did that, you would succeed. And then I don't do it. Why? Well, I wanted to dig into that a little bit. And so here are 7 reasons why you might be doing it too, with the goal of thinking if we understand kind of what's standing in our way, maybe that'll help us a little bit just push beyond it. Because if we're going to be resilient, which I think is the foundation for all of our success in all of those areas, the head, the heart, the soul, and the hands, we got to dig up our stuff and work through it and figure it out. So the first reason I think people do that is they have a lack of motivation. I mean, yeah, it's your goal to do something, but what's your real motivation to get there? We notice when motivation is present, what happens, right? Oh my God, I got to get in shape for a wedding. Oh, I've got to save money for a new car that I want to get. That's a treat, right? If there's real motivation, sometimes that helps a lot. And what we try to do is we try to give ourselves motivation by saying, oh, I've got to make money from home. It's so vague. It doesn't help, right? I've got to do better, right? That's not really motivating, but I'm going to lose 5 more pounds in the next jump start I participate in. That's super motivating. I'm 5 pounds away from a goal that I've had for at least 10 years. And so for me, I've really got some motivation there because it's really just to reach my physical health goal because I've had physical challenges, right, with my Bell's palsy. So you got to have real motivation. Sometimes you're just a procrastinator, and procrastination can stem from different areas. You can either research this, work with a therapist, or really dig into your own stuff to figure out why am I procrastinating. Sometimes it's trauma. The last time I decorated for this holiday, my life exploded. So I procrastinate doing that. The last time I did this, I was humiliated. So I try to avoid it, doing it, right? Or whatever. But we sometimes have that coming from trauma. We also have that sometimes as recovering perfectionists. I see you out there, Virgos, right? Where you're just thinking, God, I'm not going to be able to do it perfectly. So I'm just going to put it off and I'll still manage it at the last minute. The older we get, the more we realize that's not possible, but we still continue to procrastinate. Maybe it's a lack of clarity, right? Like, I just want to make money from home. Well, how much money? Serving who? With what product or service? You got to get really specific. When we don't have clarity, it really diffuses responsibility because it's like, well, I worked today. No, you watched 3 Zoom meetings today and you asked 2 questions and maybe you talked to 2 people. That's not an 8 hour or whatever hour workday. Maybe you're trying to get all your work done in 4 hours, which is awesome. I recommend it. But at the end of the day, if you don't have clarity around your goal, around your mission, around who you serve, around what you're serving them with, around your goal at work, around the goal in your marriage, your goal in your faith, your goal for what you're going to do for yourself in your health, it's very hard to really pursue a vague idea. You got to get clarity. And I mean, what will it smell like? What will it look like? What will you eat? Like, let's say your dream. I saw a speaker once and she was incredible. Her dream was to get a home and she had it to the T. I want it to be closer to the airport because I travel a lot. I want to be able to look out my back door and see nothing but green. And I want it to be in the middle of the city. I want it to have this many bedrooms. I want to have these candles that'll smell like this or a diffuser that smells like that, right? She was so specific and she got it. Didn't that sound to you like it would be almost impossible? It's near an airport in a city with foliage. Made it happen because she knew exactly what she was looking for. Now, if you don't know what you're looking for, here's a trick. Put what you're not looking for down, especially when it comes to physical work or going out and working out of the home or even working in the home. It's a great thing to say, I don't want to have to dress up for work. So casual work environment. I don't want to have to multitask. So focused work. I really don't want to deal with the general public. So maybe one-on-one work or data work or whatever, right? But you see what I'm saying. When you say what you don't want, that can illuminate with clarity what you do want. Next is a lack of resources. And I think this is a mindset issue. If you're saying to yourself, well, I can't do it because I can't afford the training to get where I need to go, take the next right step, right? Maybe you don't have $2,000 to join a coaching program or whatever. But guess what? With Chat GPT now, with libraries, with the internet, go on Chat GPT and say, how do I become a programmer for this? How do I become, what skills do people have? Explain these skills to me. Teach me how to do this, and it will help you. It's kind of amazing, a little bit scary. The next thing is the fear of failure. We all feel that. It doesn't matter what we do, especially as a public speaker. I will often get that whole jittery thing, right? Like I've got to exude confidence, and instead I feel like, oh, please don't flub this up, right? Especially if it's for a mission that my heart is close to. But the fear of failure is completely normal. The chances are you're absolutely not going to fail. You may not reach your actual perfect goal, but navigating through that fear of failure will never happen if you don't at least try. You've got to take the next right step. Fear of success. Doesn't that blow your mind? This is popular. A lot of people have the fear of success. Will I be a different person? Will I be able to maintain it? What if I get successful and people look at me differently? Money's the root of all evil, I was raised to think. I wasn't, but I've heard this from people that I coach. And so I'm afraid to earn money, even though I need to earn money for my family. See how messed up it can get? We've just got to be able to have balance between that fear of failure, fear of success, and decide to move forward with clarity on our goal regardless. And then, of course, self-doubt. Like, can I even do this? Well, I'm here to answer that question for you. You can do it. You will not be given a goal, a dream, or something you wish to do without the ability to make that come true. Now, it might be in some form that you don't expect. Like, I'm not thinking I'm going to be a women's basketball player, but I might be a great supporter of women's basketball, right? Your role in the universe that you're dreaming about might pivot a little bit. But the only way to know that is to enter the corridor. Somebody said this today. I was listening to a great thinker that I'll tag for you in a future post about who to follow on Friday. And his name is Qasim. And he said, if you don't enter the corridor, you don't even have a chance. You've got to overcome that self-doubt, get in, and then figure out where you're really going. Most of us start at A and end up thinking we're going to go to Z, and we end up going to 12, right? You start doing something and you don't expect to end up where you end up, but the key is just to start and to find a place. So it's important to identify the reasons that we do stop what we know we should do. And the good news is, if you already know what you should be doing, making better choices with food, moving your body every day, making time to be alone with your spouse, focusing more at work and not being so distracted, whatever your list is, you already know where to start. So I hope that's helpful. I want you to start on that list. And over the weekend, I want you to think about what are some of the reasons that you might do this, and shout it out below so that we can all support each other, because that's not going to end. Just knowing it doesn't mean you've overcome it, but we can all support each other as we work through managing why we don't do what we know we should do. Have a great weekend, everybody. I hope that your weekend is light and easy, that you have things to look forward to, and that you have a great time. And I'll see you back here Monday, live around 5. Love you. Take care.